Welcome to the Balanced Blood Sugar Podcast, where we focus on everyday wellness for everyone. I'm Adrienne Wheat, a registered nurse, here to share tips, habits, and lifestyle shifts that can help you feel your best by stabilizing blood sugar and improving your overall health. Everything we discuss is designed for general health and routine education because everyone deserves to feel empowered with the right information. But I'm not your personal nurse, so make sure to check with your healthcare provider before making any changes. Let's dive into today's episode. Hi, friend, and welcome back to another episode of the Balanced Blood Sugar Podcast. I'm your host, Adrienne Wheat, registered nurse, holistic wellness guide, and your travel buddy for today's episode. Summer is here, and that usually means road trips, flights, vacations, or long weekends full of sunshine, new places, and, let's be honest, less predictable food choices. And while I love a good getaway, I also know that travel can seriously mess with blood sugar if we're not a little intentional. Between skip meals, fast food traps, hidden sugar bombs, and dehydration, it's easy to come home feeling bloated, cranky, and totally off track. But it doesn't have to be that way. So today we're diving into your summer travel survival guide on how to eat well on the go without stressing or packing your entire kitchen. So let's get into it. Okay, first up, let's talk about the top traps that tend to mess with your blood sugar while traveling. First up is long periods without eating. Delays from flights or traffic can cause big dips and later spikes in blood sugar, making you irritable, dizzy, or over-hungry later. Number 2 is over-reliance on convenience foods, airport kiosks, rest stop vending machines, and fast food drive-thrus are loaded with ultra-processed high-carb options. Number 3, skipping hydration. Flying, being in the car with AC, or walking around all day. Dehydration, which can raise blood sugar due to cortisol spikes, is more likely to happen when we're trying not to pee on our long road trip or on our flight. So dehydration is one of your culprits there. And number 4, restaurant roulette. Menu overload, huge portions, sugary sauces. It can feel a little bit overwhelming. But knowing these triggers means you can plan ahead to navigate them with confidence. So let's start with what you can control, your snack stash. Never travel without a few staples tucked in your carry-on or your glove box, and make sure they are maltodextrin-free. So my go-tos, we usually try and pack some proteins and healthy fats. So that means like jerky or meat sticks that are sugar-free and maltodextrin-free. We also like keto protein bars or shakes like OWYN. You can even pack some individual powder if you're flying. You can look for powders or bars that are between 3 to 5 grams of net carbs and don't have maltodextrin. Even if they don't have the most perfect ingredients, it's better to have something than nothing. You could also add raw almonds, walnuts, or pecans, or macadamia nuts. You just want to skip the trail mix with candy in it. So try and bring your own sort of made-at-home trail mix. You can also try hard-boiled eggs. This is actually my fave for when I'm traveling with my toddler on the road. We love to bring along hard-boiled eggs and cheese sticks. Those are fantastic too. You can also try bringing some flaxseed crackers or pork rinds that satisfy that crunchy craving. You can also pack some sweet tooth savers like dark chocolate squares that are 85% cacao or higher. Those tend to have less sugar than other varieties. You can also pack some keto cookies. You could make your own before you go, or you could bring brands like High Key or Quest. Those are some really good ones. You can also try keto candy like the keto gummy fish or sour candies like Smart Sweets makes a pretty good option. And then you want to bring along your hydration helpers, your electrolyte powders like we talked about last week. You can actually get some of them in individual packets, like Liquid IV, sugar-free is really great for travel. I don't know if Paleo Valley and ATH make them or not, but you can always, if you're doing a road trip, you can always put some in a baggie. And you want to bring a stainless steel water bottle, and you can empty it, and then when you get to the other side of security, you can fill it up and add your electrolytes, and that'll help you stay hydrated without having to go to the bathroom all the time. Pro tip, you can make little snack kits in little zip pouches, and that way you're not rummaging around at the bottom of your bag like a raccoon looking for your snacks. So what I like to do is put all of my snacks in one bag that's easy for me to just pull out on the airplane or in the car. Now, we have all been there. You're starving, there's a flight delay or a pit stop, and suddenly that gas station donut looks really friendly. So here's what I look for when there's no fridge and very few options. So at the airport, I like to look for boiled eggs and cheese packs. Most stores carry some variation of that. I also look for pre-cut veggies with guacamole or hummus, jerky and water and dark chocolate squares. That's a pretty balanced snack overall. Or look for like a Starbucks protein box. You can pick the one with the eggs instead of the ones with the crackers and the grapes. So trying to find a mixture of proteins and fats, that's really going to be helpful for you. At the gas station, again, boiled eggs. You can pretty much find boiled eggs almost anywhere. You can also look for pickles. They are a salty snack, but they also hydrate. You can look for string cheese or cheese sticks. You can also look for pork rinds and nut butter. Now, I know that sounds really weird, but don't knock it until you try it, because pork rinds can actually be made into like some of the best like puppy chow, keto, Chex Mix style, like snacky stuff. You can add pork rinds and nut butter. It's actually fairly delicious. Now, you want to try to avoid the roller corn dogs or hot dogs, which usually have added sugar, and maybe like the gummy fruit snacks. Try to avoid those things. You want to look for protein, fat, or fiber. Even a cheeseburger with no bun is a way better choice than a granola bar. Okay. Now, eating out also doesn't have to wreck your progress. You just need a little confidence and a plan. So here's my ordering formula. First, I start with the protein. So look for grilled chicken, pork, steak, fish, shrimp, or eggs. Anything without breading is usually a safer bet than those that are covered in bread. And make that your anchor. So choose your protein. And then you want to add like a veggie-based side. So substitute fries for roasted veggies or steamed broccoli or salad or even double greens if you can. Next, you want to watch the sauces. If it says it comes with sauce, you can ask for the dressing and sauce on the side, or you can skip them if you suspect they have sugar in them. And then lastly, you can say no to the toast, the chips, or the bread basket. If it is out of sight and out of mind, then you're going to be less likely to eat it. And that means you are wise, not weak. It's easier to make wise choices than to try and pass your willpower and your willpower to avoid eating all the chips before your food arrives. Now, other restaurant hacks, which I often use for my toddler who has several food allergies, you can build a meal from the sides menu. So like if you're not finding anything that really, you're interested in, you can get some sides like eggs and double broccoli, or you can order a bunless burger and a side salad. We do this quite often, even when we're eating at home, because if we want a quick meal on the weekend or something, one of the easiest things to do is order fast food, but we just don't eat the bun. We leave the bun off and then we make our salad at home. Mexican restaurants is one of my fave places to go. You can get fajitas with no tortillas, and extra guacamole, and it's basically like a keto stir fry. You can also, focus on ordering at those places that have breakfast all the time. Eggs, bacon, avocado, blood sugar win right there. Or an omelet full of cheese and veggies and bacon, that's filling and blood sugar friendly. You might want to skip the sauteed onions if your blood sugar is sensitive to that. Some people are very sensitive to sauteed onions because they get kind of caramelized and have a little higher sugar content after they've been sauteed. So just kind of pay attention to what your sugar is doing. But we love omelets, and we also love steak and eggs. Grab yourself some steak and eggs while you're out for breakfast. Now, if it's a vacation meal and you want to splurge, then do it. But do it wisely. Enjoy it, bless it, and balance it later with movement, hydration, or an earlier meal. After all, it's vacation, and life is meant to be enjoyed. Remember, progress, not perfection. If you want a treat, then have it. Just do it wisely. Recently, when I was on vacation, my grandma's Amish neighborhood store actually sold gluten-free cinnamon rolls, which are so incredibly difficult to find. And oh man, they were delicious. And did I have one or a few? Most definitely, because they were epic. But did I try to eat some protein first and drink some allulose electrolytes or collagen-packed coffee with them? Yes, I did. And that makes all the difference. Enjoy those treats, but do it wisely. Have it with some extra protein in your coffee, or have it with some liquid IV sugar-free, which has allulose. And allulose, as we've talked about before, can help lower blood sugar. So if you're going to have a super, packed snack, try to have some protein with it and throw some allulose on there too. And all that's going to help decrease that impact of your treat without you feeling like you're losing out on your treat. And that's one of the best parts of it. Lastly, well, maybe not lastly, but if you want to feel your best on the day that you travel, here is your checklist. First up, you want to eat a protein-rich meal before you leave. So skip the trap of I'll grab something later. That usually never works out well. So fill up beforehand so you can set yourself up for success. Then make sure you pack at least 3 to 5 snacks or more in your bag if you're a snacker and it's a long trip. Bring electrolyte packs and a refillable water bottle. Try to prioritize sleep the night before travel. We've talked about sleep in other episodes before and how it can start out your day with a high blood sugar if you haven't got enough sleep. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. Walk when you can. Movement helps regulate blood sugar and fight bloat. So make sure you're walking when you have a chance. And then pack supplements if you use them. Your magnesium, your charcoal, your digestive enzymes, whatever it is that you use, make sure you're packing them as well. Now, let's be real. Even the best laid plans can fall apart when you're traveling. Your flight gets delayed or canceled. The only restaurant open is Taco Bell, and you eat something that doesn't sit well, and suddenly you feel like you failed. But you didn't, my friend. Romans 8:1 says, "There is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ." Your wellness walk isn't about perfection. It's about progress, stewardship, and surrender. Your goal is to care for the body God gave you, not obsess over macros or feel shame over a sugary coffee drink that you grabbed in desperation or just had to have. One choice does not define the whole trip, nor does it define your whole wellness journey. It's the pattern and not the pit stop. So if things don't go as planned, offer grace, hydrate, shake it off, and move on. Because progress is far more important than perfection. All right, friend, summer travel doesn't have to derail your progress or leave you feeling discouraged. With a little prep and a lot of grace, you can eat well, feel good, and enjoy the memories without sugar crashes. So this week's challenge is to pick one travel-friendly snack combo and stash it in your car, your purse, or your work bag, even if you're not traveling yet. Getting used to packing something for you to grab and go on the go is going to make it a habit, and it's going to make it a whole lot easier to just naturally do those things when you need to. It's a small way to set your future self up for success. And hey, if you're headed out of town soon, you can tag me in your snack pics or airport finds. I would love to see how you're staying balanced on the go. So until next time, remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. It's about progress, not perfection, and water and protein are your travel MVPs. So safe travels, my friend.